Bickley and Marotta mornings. Arizona sports. The local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
If you have your NFL schedule and your scorecard handy and you're ready to predict the upcoming football season, understand that history hasn't been kind to the Cardinals since their arrival in Arizona. Only 7 times in the past 36 years have the W's exceeded the L's. But this season might be the rare, wonderful, and much-needed exception. If you haven't noticed, there is a real buzz going around our NFL team, a 4-win team from a year ago that impressed everyone with their fight and dedication, a team whose general manager seems to have a real clue when it comes to picking football players, a team where everybody seems to really respect the head coach, and a team that added a potential superstar in Marvin Harrison Jr. And this isn't an opinion, folks. The Cardinals have sold out their lower-level season ticket allotment. They rank 3rd in the league in new season ticket sales, and tickets have not been in this demand since they returned home from a Super Bowl appearance in 2009. So what does that mean? That means the Cardinals are doing exactly what the Diamondbacks did last year. They're reaching a broad audience the homegrown organic way, not through spin and propaganda and desperate free agent signings, and this is exciting. And if we're really lucky, a return to the postseason and a real home field advantage won't be far behind. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
Always enjoy the blast. It always delivers. Every day at 8 o'clock, it delivers. Occasionally, you drop a fact in the blast that makes me go, wait a minute, that can't be right, and it's right. 36 years of Cardinals football in the Valley. 7 winning seasons.
7 winning seasons. 7 out of 36. I know Jarrett wasn't good at fractions. 7 over 36. No bueno.
Wait, is there a common denominator?
Yeah, I know there's
20%.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's 20%. Basically 1 in 5.
19, yeah.
I guess he is good at math.
Hey.
No,
it's all that gambling background of yours, ferret.
7 winning seasons in 36 years.
Yes, and there have been some 500 years, but when you're assigning the W's and the L's, and we did that this morning, 2 of the 4 of us have more W's than L's.
Yes.
Will it happen?
That's 50%. I know that.
That is true. So, but the fact that there's a buzz around this football team, this is actually happening, and it's happening in an organic way because you can't fabricate a buzz for a team that won 4 games the year before. So there's something collectively about this team that's speaking to people. And that's really good, in my opinion, because I think that's the way you're going to get a home field advantage back. You're going to have to get people buying tickets who are into the team, not into making money. And not looking at it purely as a transactional kind of deal. Now, I'm not naive. There are a lot of home games on this schedule this year where the tickets are going to be in great demand. That game against the Bears, the game against the Lions.
Game against the Jets.
The game against the Jets. These are
the Patriots.
The Patriots. Oh, my goodness.
And we know San Francisco and Seattle fans show up a lot.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is all about money. Maybe it is all transactional. No, maybe people went, man, I could make a fortune this year. I think it wasn't that long ago when I heard from a lot of people who had received their season ticket renewal notices, and some people were displaced from seats that they've had for a long period of time because of those suites that they're building on the lower level, and they weren't happy, and the price increase. People are like, come on, you haven't had a winning season since when? And no one's complaining now.
No, it's true. There was that immediate reaction. We saw the renderings of what those suites and what that seating configuration is going to look like. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying this because I know it's always just keeping up with the Joneses. And literally this is the case. I think it was the Cowboys when AT&T Stadium opened. They started that trend of the field level suites. And I get you can charge a premium price. It's a place to be seen. Mm-hmm. You can weave the players on their way to the field through those suites, and they can be visible and can interact with the crowd. But, man, what a lousy place to watch a football game.
Yeah. I believe it. I really believe I can't imagine all the stuff you cannot see from that level. But As it applies to the Cardinals, I think it's a little bit of everything. I think what they did last year, and we chronicled this in real time, was quite a sporting miracle to actually create a foundation and to create good feelings and create optimism for the future with a 4-win season. That doesn't happen every day, man.
Well, and the reasons why they were able to do that was the optics of the wins and optics really of all the games.
Mm-hmm.
There was very few times where the Cardinals just went out and got dominated. The Cleveland game comes to mind. They didn't really stand much of a chance there, and they were hamstrung at quarterback that week. But even the national media that wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to the Arizona Cardinals last year, they noticed some things. They noticed that team bought in, played hard, and I think they've continued to augment their roster with players that have that similar belief that they're going to go out there and they love the game and they want to buy into what Coach Gannon is selling. But the other thing that really has, and it sounds stupid to say, has the Cardinals as a buzzy 4-win team was the teams they beat. They beat the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
They beat the Philadelphia Eagles. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes.
These were all good football teams that they beat. So
Yeah.
It wasn't like 4 wins that they were able to rack up against the dregs of the league. They were competitive and were able to beat some of the better teams in the league last year.
Yeah, and I think that's also probably what feeds into this optimism and this buzz that this team unquestionably has. And I think those are sturdy victories, and when you play football in a very physical way, people want to be repped by you. That's one of the cool things about football. If you are a bruising team that shows up to fight relentlessly, the outcomes matter, but you can still get people into you just based on your demeanor and your disposition. The idea of being a violent football team is very appealing to people.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, Vinny, but people watch football because of violence. Metaphorically speaking.
Is that why they watch it?
No.
Actually, not metaphorically speaking.
No, literally
They want
speaking.
more violence.
Literally speaking.
I want my game back to when it was more violent.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people do.
Were you surprised? I mean, last year the Cardinals were one of a handful of teams that didn't have any primetime games.
Yeah.
This year there's only one. That's the Carolina Panthers. Were you surprised at only one primetime game for the Cardinals? I can't say that I was.
And
I
a
know.
one primetime game with an asterisk.
Yeah,
too.
we're gonna get back into that because if you missed it, I liked your rant earlier today about this game on ESPN Plus and how the NFL is in danger of losing the thread here. So we'll get back into that, but I think that in the case of the Cardinals, no, I was surprised that the New York Jets have 6 primetime games. 6.
Especially with what happened last year.
Yes.
They were all over the primetime schedule last year, too. Aaron Rodgers lasted 4 snaps, and especially the first part of the schedule, the Jets were on primetime television a lot, and people had to watch Zach Wilson play and watch really bad football. And look, Aaron Rodgers is 41 years old. There's a real chance he's not around for a lot of those games.
Right. He lasted 4 snaps last year.
4 snaps. So that was a bit surprising as well.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.